Siyun is one of the top students in his school, let alone his class. He has no hobbies in his life. The only thing he likes to do is study. Even during the breaks, he puts his headphones on and stays hidden in his own bubble. One day, his teacher gives him an award as he came first in the school's math competition. Along with him, Yang Bin is also awarded. You can't help but wonder how this guy got an award. It becomes clear during the break that he is a bully. He and his group mess up with another boy from the class. They tell him that he will accomplish nothing in his life and send him to bring them some drinks. Then, Yang Bin throws a shoe at Siyun, who tells him to be more careful. Yang Bin replies that it was an accident, and Siyun tells him once more to be careful not to cause more accidents. Even though Siyun is a loner, he will not tolerate bullying. Yang Bin stares right into his eyes, but Siyun is ready for a fight. Their interaction is broken when a bunch of baseball players charge into the class, looking for a boy named Suho. Suho is woken up by his fellow students, and the baseball players attack him because he flirted with their captain's girlfriend. This young man must be an ex-MMA fighter, because he really teaches those guys a lesson, even though he is outnumbered. When the baseball players run like chicken, Suho notices that he has dropped Siyun's stuff on the floor. He picks it up for him, and apologizes for the inconvenience. The next day, Siyun can't find his gym class uniform, and stares at Yang Bin, knowing that he must be the one to steal it out of his backpack. Later at the field, Siyun is the last to finish the course, and the bullies make fun of him. Suho gets involved by throwing a shoe at the bully and asking him to get it back to him. The bullies don't dare to mess with him because he can beat all of them up. Siyun decides to meet the bullies at the locker room and asks them for a favor to stop messing with him. The bullies corner him and grab him by his throat, but they are forced to stop when a teacher walks in. Yang Bin says that the two of them are friends, and Siyun supports the claim. That same night, Suho bangs on Siyun's door because he has mixed up the addresses where he was supposed to deliver some pizzas. He seizes the opportunity to ask his classmate for some water and drinks the whole bottle. The next morning in class, a new student joins in, Beam Suk. Yang Bin tries to approach him, but Siyun gets involved and spirits heat up. However, Suho wakes up from his nap and tells them to stop it because they are making too much noise. Later, the bullies hit the club, and they receive a drug delivery from a dealer. Yang Bin seems to know the guy, Suk Dae. In fact, the two of them are cousins. Bin is trying to figure out a way to hurt Siyun, so he asks his cousin what would happen if the drug came in contact with somebody's skin. Suk Dae tells him that the person would feel dizzy and probably vomit. Afterward, Siyun walks through the street when he is stopped by Dae's guys who give him some drugs. As it appears, they are just giving it to the wrong person. In any case, things get heated, and Siyun is about to attack the dealers. Suk Dae removes his guy from Siyun's way and allows him to walk away. When he does, he tells his guys to be more careful about who they mess with. This little guy was about to attack them. The next day in school, Yang Bin approaches the new student and reveals that he has talked with his bullies from his previous school. He knows that he switched schools because they made his life a living hell. However, he will safeguard his secret if Beam Suk helps him. During their test, Beam slaps Siyun's neck in order to stick a drug on his skin. Soon, Siyun gets dizzy and runs to the bathroom to vomit. When he returns to class, he finds the drug and removes it. He starts slapping himself in order to get back to normal. Later, when the teacher gives them the correct answers, Siyun notices that his performance was very poor. That infuriates him. He got up from his chair and brought a pen with him. He attacks Yang Bin brutally. He also stabbed Yang Bin's friend with his pen. There is nobody in class who dares to stop Siyun. He wraps Yang Bin's head with a curtain and uses a book to hit him. When he is finished, Yang Bin's nose is broken. Siyun would take it one step further, but Suho stops him, saying that he did enough. Siyun's blood is boiling, so he now attacks Suho. Suho gives him a little punch to push him back, but Siyun gets even more angry. Eventually, their fight is broken when the teacher walks into the class. Yang Bin is taken to the hospital and one of the teachers takes Siyun there. Yang Bin's mother wants to speak to Siyun's mother, but the boy says he does not have a mother. Siyun tells the woman that her son bullied him and he just got what was coming to him. Then, he shows her the drug and empties Yang Bin's backpack on the hospital bed, revealing a full packet of drugs. With these new clues, Yang Bin's mom will not take any legal action against Siyun. Nevertheless, there is more trouble awaiting him in class. Yang Bin's friends approach Siyun and tell him that they want to fight with him after class. Siyun wants to do it now and takes them to the bathroom. He locks the rest of the students outside and turns at the two bullies. He takes his pen out and starts clicking it, recalling Pavlov's famous dog experiment. In short, Siyun knows that the two bullies have linked the pen's clicking sound with the pain he caused them yesterday, and uses that psychological trick to intimidate them. The trick works perfectly, and Siyun returns back to class. While Siyun walks through the corridor, The other kids ask him if he beat the bullies up, but he replies to them with a question. Since one of these guys is friends and care about him, he plainly walks away, leaving them behind. At the hospital, Suk-dae visits his little cousin, and Yongbin tells him that he wants to pay him to beat Si-eun up. At the same time, Si-eun has a random meeting with Suho, who tells him that they should grab some food together sometime. The next morning, Si-eun is the first student to come in, but he also finds Suho sleeping in the class. Later at the cafeteria, the boys eat together, and Suho reveals that he likes to come here to sleep right after work. He knows that if he goes home, he will not be able to wake up in the morning and he will miss class. Elsewhere, Suk-dae is forcing a young boy to sign for a loan from his boss because he has lost money while gambling online. Suk-dae is also met by his cousin, who says that today is the day to take action. Suk-dae and his group wait for Si-eun to finish school and meet him right outside. Suk-dae tells the young boy that this is not personal, it's just business for him. After slapping Si-eun, he takes him along. Beum-suk has witnessed the incident. He runs back to class and wakes up Suho, saying that he needs to help Si-eun. Suho proclaims this is not his responsibility, plus, he has to go to work. However, Beum-suk tells him that he will pay him double his daily salary if he helps him out. Suho likes that offer, and takes Beum along to ride away. Suk-dae, Yongbin, and the rest have taken Si-eun to a secluded location. Yongbin lectures Si-eun about how he should have never messed with him, but while he talks, Si-eun is trying to use his brain in order to get an advantage in what seems to be an upcoming battle. He estimates that the two guys at his left will get involved along with Bin, but he can use his surroundings to deal with them. Si-eun snaps and tries to attack Suk-dae with his pen, but the big man grips his wrist. However, that has just been a diversion set up by Si-eun. The boy uses his other hand to hit Suk-dae, and then throws dirt from a flower right in the eyes of the other guys. Only two bullies stand in his way, but they decide to move aside when they see what Si-eun can do. However, Suk-dae gets back up, grabs Si-eun, and smashes him harshly. Yongbin and his friends get the chance they have been waiting for, so they start kicking Si-eun. At that time, Suho appears like a guardian angel, and hits the bullies again. Suho helps Si-eun up, but the fight is not over. Suho is attacked by Suk-dae, and the two of them engage in a fierce fistfight, while Yongbin and the rest of the bullies attack Si-eun. This time, they manage to get him on the ground and are about to hit him pretty bad, but Beum-suk appears out of nowhere and charges at Yongbin, giving his friends an advantage. The good guys have obviously won the battle, so Suho tells Suk-dae to end it. Suk-dae agrees with that and walks away. Yongbin is disappointed at this turn of events. He expected the situation to turn in his favor, but there is not much he can do anyway. Suho tells his classmates to follow him, suggesting they go grab some food. The two young guys agree, but they have no idea what they signed up for just now. Suho takes them to the store where he works and has them do some chores. He claims that he was late for work because of them, so now they have to help him do some of the work. However, the boys sit down to grab some food when the chores are finished. For the first time in his life, Si-eun feels like he has friends. It's been a busy day, so Si-eun can't stay up that night and study like he usually does. Elsewhere, Suk-dae has to deal with his boss, Gil-soo, who starts beating him up because he was hurt by the kids. He goes as far as to break his arm. Yongbin visits his cousin in the hospital, where Gil-soo tells him that what happened to Suk-dae was his fault. At the same time, Si-eun enters a store to buy an umbrella. Inside the store, he sees the girl who belongs to Suk-dae's group, shoplifting a lipstick, but decides to neglect her. However, the girl finds him at the register and pretends to be his girlfriend in order to escape the store clerk. She also follows him outside because she does not have an umbrella, and forces him to follow her to dinner because she doesn't like to eat alone. The next day in class, Yongbin approaches Si-eun and his mates. He claims that he is facing legal trouble because of the drugs, asking Si-eun and Beum-suk to testify that there were no drugs involved ever. He falls to his knees and begs them for help, because he doesn't want to end up in jail. Suho comments that he is a bad actor, but Si-eun and Beum-suk decide to help him. Despite their generosity, Yongbin leads them right into a trap. Gil-soo and his people have been waiting for them. Gil-soo blames the boys supposedly for breaking Suk-dae's hand while fighting against him, so he asks them for money if they want to stay alive. He gives them 3 days to deliver, and tells them that he can give them a loan if they don't have money to pay him. Over the next couple of days, Gil-soo's people follow the boys everywhere. Si-eun sets up a meeting with and secretly exits his house. Si-eun needs her help to get out of this situation, but still asks her if Gil-soo is going to leave them alone if they pay him. Clarifies that there is no such chance, so Si-eun proclaims that they have to trap Gil-soo. He reveals that Gil-soo and one of his partners run an online gambling website which is a scam. It lures people in by offering them a sign-up bonus and allowing them to win in the beginning, but later, the website gets all of their money and puts them into debt. He can help Si-yoon by taking pictures of the records and the contracts that Gil-soo offers to his victims. The next day at school, the boys meet up in class and start conversing. They know today is the day Gil-soo will come asking for his money. Beum-suk has sold an expensive watch that his father had gifted him and has the money to pay Gil-soo. The other two believe they should not pay him. Instead, they should call the police and trap Gil-soo. However, they know that the pictures he sent to Si-yoon are not going to be enough. They believe their best chance is to lead the police to Gil-soo's location. When the boys walk outside, they notice that Gil-soo is waiting for them right outside the school. Suho tells the other to go back and be ready to call the police, while he tries to convince Gil-soo to take him back to his shelter. With that in mind, Suho walks up to him pretending he has no money to give him. However, he has a business proposal that will make Gil-soo even more money. Suho was an influential figure in the school, so he can convince the students to play Gil-soo's casino games. Suho asks him if he has an office where they can talk, and Gil-soo tells him to get in the car. Once they leave, he tells Si-yoon that what they did was not a good idea. Suho should have never gotten in that car. Being worried about his friend, Si-yoon asks if he knows where they might take Suho. Thankfully, he suspects the place and gives Si-yoon the address. At the same time, Beum-suk is afraid for Suho, so he gets a taxi to follow the bad guys and pay them. In the meantime, he tells Suk-dae that they should help the students. The life they are living is not righteous, and they are going to end up monsters like Gil-soo sooner or later. Suho activates the recorder on his smartwatch, but Gil-soo is not that naive. As soon as they arrive at his location, he requires to see Suho's phone. Suho is reluctant to show it to him, so Gil-soo beats him up for good. Simultaneously, Beum-suk asks at their door to hand them the money, asking Gil-soo to release Suho. Gil-soo not only takes the money, but he also forces Beum-suk to get inside one of the cars. His men empty the place and they depart. A few minutes later, Si-yoon arrives there with the police, but it's too late. On top of that, the policemen say they have no warrant to search this place, so they can't just go inside. When the policemen leave, Si-yoon climbs over the fence and gets into the house. He realizes that everybody is gone. He gets extremely worried when he sees blood stains on the floor. Unfortunately, the safe has also been emptied, so there is no proof he can find. While driving, Gil-soo calls Suk-dae and orders him to meet him at the location he is heading to. Suk-dae agrees to go, but tells E and the others to stay put. After saying that he will go alone, he gives E his debit card and walks away. E immediately calls Si-yoon, asking him to download an app that can synchronize their location and show them on the map. Then, she follows Suk-dae and clarifies that she will not leave him go alone. When Suk-dae presents himself in front of Gil-soo, the boss kicks him to the ground and starts beating him with a metal pipe, because he believes Suk-dae is incompetent. After serving him a good beating, he takes one of the young boys who owes him money and tells him that he will take the blame for stabbing Beum-suk and Suho. The young boy trembles out of fear and has no other choice but to obey. When Gil-soo is about to stab the two schoolboys, Suk-dae gets back up and grabs him from behind, smashing him away. With this move, it becomes clear that Suk-dae has had a change of heart. He is not one of Gil-soo's men anymore. The two of them engage in a strong fight that looks like kung fu, but Gil-soo is the one who wins by pinning Suk-dae on the ground. However, E will not allow him to harm the students, so she attacks him with a vase on the back of his head. Then, she grabs his knife and threatens Gil-soo and his men. The boss is not scared of her and manages to steal the knife back. As he is about to attack E, Si-yoon appears and stalls him. E finds an opening and proceeds to untie Beum-suk with Suho. The bad guys run away because they believe the police are coming, but they return when they realize that the sirens they heard were just a sound coming from a phone set up by Si-yoon. Suho finds that very funny, because Si-yoon even tricked his friends with it. Now it's time for the two parties to fight against each other. While chaos ensues, E picks Suk-dae up, and they decide to run away now that everyone is busy. However, they stumble on the real police and they run the other way. In the meantime, Suho and Si-yoon fight a good battle, but they are outnumbered. Si-yoon is not as experienced in battle as Suho, so he is beaten up. Despite this, the police eventually find them, and the fight stops. Gil-soo is not going to give up that easily. He pushes one of his men on the policeman and runs away. Si-yoon is decisive and runs after him. The underworld boss is not going to escape. Si-yoon stops him at the docks, but Gil-soo is quite skilled and beats him up. Suho joins the fight, but Gil-soo still manages to fight the boy. Eventually, the students team up on him, and Suho finishes him with a kick. At the same time, Suk-dae locks E and the other boy behind a metal door, telling them to run away. He does not want to leave him, but Suk-dae has to do the right thing and give himself in. Later, everyone is taken to the police station. A bodyguard belonging to Beum's father's men enters the room and tells Si-eun he is free to go. The only thing he asks him to do is to keep this a secret. Then, the guard takes Beum-suk to a room with Gil-soo. He tells the young boy that his father wants him to punch Gil-soo hard. Beum-suk can't do it because he doesn't have it inside of him. Gil-soo tries to attack, but the guard puts him in his place. Eventually, Beum-suk just walks outside. Suho is taken to a hospital, and Si-eun pays him a visit. The purpose of his visit is not just to check up on him but also to introduce Suho to his new friend, E. Later, Si-eun proceeds to grab some food for both of his friends, a gesture that leaves them speechless.